Welcome back, folks. It's a Wednesday morning. Obviously everyone heard about the fall of Syria. The family of Assad had to flee Damascus, and they're reportedly to be in Moscow. They were granted asylum there. This overthrow of a non-provocative country, we have Turkey, Israel and Americans in the middle of this thing, and all sponsored terrorists from the West like ISIS and Al-Qaeda, you know, the so-called ones that were accused of doing the 9/11 job, which was an inside job of American Secret Services, believe it or not. And now the American lawmakers want to take these so-called terrorists off the hit list and pass them as goody two-shoes. It's reportedly about a day or two ago, Israeli tanks are heading towards Damascus, and Israeli Air Force are bombing everything which they can find: military targets, civilian infrastructures. The biggest bombing raid in the history of the Middle East, with the support of the Americans, because they give them the ammunition and the bombs. Without the West, Israel is nothing. And there are stories civilians have been massacred by these so-called liberators, which are only just Western sponsored terrorists, sponsored by Israel and America. And there's a fear of the safety for 2 million Christians in Syria for their lives. But there are reports civilians being killed, beheaded, and all those horrible stuff these terrorist groups do to civilians. They've done it before in Afghanistan and everywhere, basically. And the Prince of Saudi Arabia is calling out on the international community to condemn this thing. It's a violation of international laws in the Accord of 1974, because that buffer state with the Accord of 1974, which Israelis had violated, and then use it as a trampoline to jump into to Syria. You got the Turks and their armies coming from the northeast coming in, as well as these so-called would-be terrorists, which they should be, which were, remember, letting off bombs in the West. You know, those truck things playing through the people and stuff like that. They're the same people which are sponsored by the West and the Western politicians, in Europe. They created an enemy, and this enemy is created from our own governments. And the United Nations, regarding this thing, what the fuck they are doing. They're doing fuck all about it. They've done fuck all about Gaza, and this continue Middle East massacres by Israel and the United States of America. The so-called secret services, which should defend us from these characters, they created, and that's why they go against us sometimes. With American taxpayers' money, these groups are funded, trained and equipped with American taxpayers' money. Whether the event of Trump coming in the 20th of January, from now until then, all hell can break loose. Because Assad is not a dictator, whatever. Assad is a person was a kind of like the balancing needle for the Middle East. Once you eliminated that, I bet the Americans and the Israelis are going to go after Iran.